Hello and welcome to the first in my series of property investing videos. Whether to buy with cash or a mortgage is a question that's often asked. So in this short video, I'm going to run through both scenarios and show you the power of leveraging your money through a mortgage. In the example I'm going to use in the video, I'm going to assume we have a £100,000 budget and we're looking at a property purchase price of £100,000. So let's look first at the cash purchase option. With the cash purchase, your £100,000 budget is swallowed up entirely in the purchase of one single property at £100,000. Now when the market goes up 10%, your property is going to be worth £110,000, so you've now gained £10,000 in equity growth in that period. So now let's look at an alternative funding option. Let's look at leveraging through buying with a mortgage. So generally when buying an investment property with a mortgage, you look at paying a 25% of the purchase price in a deposit and you use a mortgage for the balance of the 75% of the purchase price. So what that means in our example is our £100,000 budget will now stretch to 4 £25,000 deposits. So as you can see, we can now buy 4 properties. I know we've used £25,000 for a deposit. I know there's other costs and expenses involved in purchasing, but just for simplicity's sake, we'll call it £25,000 per deposit. So now when the market goes up 10%, you now have 4 properties that have each made £10,000 in equity growth. So we've now got a total of £40,000 equity growth. An added benefit of leveraging our money through a mortgage is that when property prices increase, we're then able to refinance and pull some of that equity out. So in our example, the market's gone up 10%, our properties are now worth £110,000 each. We can now go back to the bank and ask to refinance. That means we can remortgage to 75% of the new value of the property, which means a mortgage of £82,500 per property. Now as the original mortgage was £75,000, that means we can release £7,500 per property, which is a total of £30,000 in equity release via that refinance. You can then choose either to lodge that £30,000 into your bank account, which would then reduce your initial investment from £100,000 down to £70,000, or as many people do, they use that £30,000 as a deposit for property number 5. Okay, so just as a quick recap, when we're looking at cash purchase or mortgage purchase, with the cash purchase, we saw that we were able to buy one property and we made £10,000 worth of equity growth. But when we leveraged our money through a mortgage, that meant our money went further. We were then able to buy 4 properties, which resulted in £40,000 worth of equity growth. On top of that, we were then able to refinance and pull out £30,000 of that equity tax-free, which we were then able to save or go to property number 5, and we still had £10,000 of equity left in that property. So there you have it. Which option would you choose?